Ladies and gentlemen, before we get our guest speaker up here, I had something that blessed me this morning. I was up praying this morning. And as you know, I read a book of Proverbs every day, and today is the 10th of the month. And I want to kind of say something to you guys. I want you guys to let this sink in your spirit before we get Mr. Dean Tarrolly up here. In Proverbs 10:15, it says, "He that gathers in the summer is a wise son." Now, summer is just about past us, but listen up. Here's where you come in. But he that sleeps in the harvest is the son that causes shame. In other words, our time is the harvest is right now. Harvest time is right now. Summer's passes, but now it's time to go to harvest. What does that mean? We have 156 days to harvest people in our business. We have 82 days left to harvest people in the business before this year's out. And if you harvest people in the business, by the time the international come around, you will have several people from several different legs going to the national, and you too shall get that blessing. It's called harvest time, Ecclesiastes. And right now is the time to get that harvest. So don't sleep through your harvest. Get out there and make it happen. And with that said, let's get our guest speaker up here. He hails from the Oregon area of Washington. I'm sorry, just went across the board there, Washington. He just moved to Southern California. He was an actor. He went into acting and also a bartender. Saw network marketing, saw ACN in particular, said, wait a minute, this makes a lot more sense than bartending and getting these tips and having drunks here at the bar late night. Just joking. And was an actor, so he decided that this makes a lot of sense because he understood a little bit of residuals. But when he saw ACN, his eyes got real big, so there's a lot of residuals. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to none other one of my favorite speakers, Regional Vice President, the great Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
I was muted. Hey, Mr. T, what's going on? Good to see everybody. Obviously, we were not necessarily planning on being on this call because I know that we were planning on being on our way en route to Orlando. So, first things first, I want to thank Mr. Thomas, obviously, for this platform, for us to be able to get together. Should have been doing this with you guys for a long time. And it's funny because when I jump on and it's my turn to do this call, it's really interesting because I hear Mr. Thomas go through what he does, and I have to assume he does it every day. I mean, I've heard when Roxanne and some of the others have been on, he's had some guest speakers where I've been on, and going through leads. Good morning. Like what he does every single day with this call to kind of like give everybody the best chance to put themselves in a mindset and to put themselves in a place and a space where they can win. And you guys, that takes effort. And I just don't think that should be missed. So Mr. Thomas, on behalf of everybody, I appreciate what you do and the time, effort, and energy that you put into making sure that people have an environment to win if they choose to, right? So that's awesome. You guys, I do have something for you today. And whether you do something with it or not, that's up to you. But it's going to be a locker room conversation, like I try to make all of my conversations locker room with you. A couple things. First and foremost, you guys keep, and I know I have to believe that everybody is, keep good thoughts and prayers and all those things for the people in Florida, man. That's rough. I mean, they just had a hurricane 2 weeks ago, and then they got absolutely smashed yesterday. And now they're saying there might be another one coming. So it's just like, for those of you that are in Florida, our thoughts and prayers go out to you and your families. And for those of you, if you don't know anybody there, still send them, man, because that stuff works. And we want to keep good thoughts. And that's a tough deal over there, man. So I'm sending good thoughts and prayers over there. So yes, I see you, sensational. You and your glasses. I see you. So you guys, but we do have business at hand. And leading into last week's call where I went through that list of those things for us to look at and do personally, I was thinking today, so I'm not going to cover customers. I'm not going to cover services. I'm not going to cover recruiting. I'm not going to cover the comp plan. Not going to cover the company, the founders, as much as I would love to, because I love them. You're not going to do that. What I do want to talk to you guys about is freedom and discipline. And I got you right here in my notes, ready to roll. So here's the thing, right? One of the reasons that we get involved in ACN, right, is this idea of freedom. And there is a lot of freedom here. So, and I don't mind if Mr. Clemens or Mr. Thomas, if you want to open this up and people can, or if you just want to keep it on chat, that's fine. But would you guys agree that freedom is one of the biggest reasons we do ACN? No job, no boss, no set schedule, work when you want. Man, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Clemens. It's fine with me. That's fine. Some interaction for a couple minutes here while we're together. If it's okay with you, Mr. T. Okay, so you guys, freedom, right? Okay, so lines are open. Cool. So someone can unmute themselves if they want to. In fact, let's do this right now. You guys, I don't care who chimes in. What does freedom either mean to you or what does it look like to you? Let me hear. It could be anything. I don't care. What is it?
And one of you guys chime in, give your name first, please. Thank
That'd be
you.
great. What does freedom look like to you?
Hello, Dean Tarrolly. This is Deborah Rockmore.
Hey, Deb.
Freedom is the power, the right to speak, act, change, and one who wants to not be restrained about anything.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Kenny Hansen, the ability to be able to move from my home in Arizona to Utah to care for my elderly mother.
Freedom. Awesome.
Al Randolph, Oakland, California. Time and money together.
Awesome.
Leela Lynch,
Sharing and Aquape. Freedom to me means choice. It means decision. It just means to go and come as you please.
Go and come as you please. Awesome.
Leela Lynch from New Jersey.
Hey,
Freedom means to me not to be oppressed by others, telling me what to do, telling me what I can't do. Being free means no oppression from an outside force.
Awesome. So great. Anybody else? What freedom, what it looks like, what it defines for you, like could be anything.
Marvetta Rutherford, not
Marvetta.
having to ask for permission to do the things that I want to do for myself and other people. That is total freedom for me.
Awesome.
And so that's it. And that's it.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
This is
Anybody
Kush.
else?
Yep, this is Kush in Toronto.
Hey, Kush.
Hey, it means no permission. It means not having to answer to anybody. It means being able to do the things that I want to be able to do, live a Rob Report type lifestyle, just be completely free to be me and not have anybody tell me what I can do about it, what I have to do about it.
A Rob Report lifestyle. I got it. That's awesome. Yes, sir. Anybody else? What freedom looks like, feels like, sounds like, defined, what you would want? Fire away.
Maria Estrada from Arizona.
Maria.
It would be to be able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, for as long as you want.
Love it. Love it. Anybody else?
Yeah. This is Jafar Ill.
Hey, Jafar.
Yeah, I feel like freedom is the decision to make your own choices and to live by those choices.
Great. Great. I love it. Anybody else? Because here comes the second part.
Bob Meyer, Reno, Nevada. Hey,
and I owe you a call.
Hey, freedom to me is really being able to live my purpose. I think there's nothing more satisfying than living my purpose without all this minutia around the side of it. So that's what freedom is to me.
Awesome. Anybody else? Okay, cool. Oh, go ahead. Whoever wanted to speak. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Mr. Casey?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Tarrolly? Yeah, freedom to me is not being controlled by your alarm clock.
Right on. Okay, so appreciate that. Here's the challenge. Who wants the challenge? Do you? We sure? All right, here it is. This is just one person's take, man. This is just my take on it. The freedoms that you want and the freedoms that we strive for and the things that you guys just shared, which is ultimately why you do ACN. Don't get it twisted. That's why we do this. Do we want to serve people? Yes. Do we want to help others? Yes. Do we want to help people save money? Yes. Do we want to bring value to the marketplace? Yes. Do we want to grow personally? Yes. Do we want to grow professionally? Yes. All those things. Yes, yes, yes. But we do this for freedom. If you want to work that extra hour, if you want to work an extra 5 hours, or you want to take the next 2 days off, that's what we work for. But don't get it twisted. Here it comes. Freedom requires discipline. It requires discipline. It requires you creating a regiment that you have to follow. It requires you setting up protocols in your life that you have to meet. Why do I say this? Because freedom's not free, not to be cliche, but it's not. So you guys, I understand that there's probably some newer people on here who was like, well, man, I really want to learn about the services and I really want to learn about the comp plan. Oh, you will. But understand that freedom requires discipline. And what does discipline look like? Let's talk about that. So we covered freedom. What does discipline look like? Fire away. Anybody?
Marvetta.
I was gonna say, Marvetta, don't be quiet now, you guys, because this is why we do this. Don't get quiet now.
That's right. Okay, so for me, discipline means doing what you don't necessarily want to do, but you know it's necessary to get where you want to go. And so we live in a world of comfort. And once we leave our comfort zone, great things happen and seeds do harvest.
Great. Love it. Thanks, Marvetta. Anybody else, you guys? What does discipline look like? What does discipline feel like?
Deborah Rockmore.
Hey, Deb.
Self-control.
Self-control. Great.
So Sharian, to me, discipline is consistency.
Great. Anybody else? Fire away.
Bob Meyer.
Bob.
Hey, discipline to me is setting your goals, building a plan, and then committing to it wholeheartedly, no matter what's going on in your life, making sure that it happens.
Perfect. Time out. Can you guys commit to something and be disciplined part-time? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So how about anybody that we haven't heard from yet? Go ahead, Greg.
Greg Williamson, being focused, laser focused.
Focused, laser focused. Perfect.
Harrison Mills.
Hey, Harrison.
Hey, having a goal and seeing it through.
Having a goal and seeing it through. Great. Great.
Being accountable.
Beautiful. Being accountable. Thanks, Terry. Anybody else? Discipline. All right, I'm gonna give you one.
I got one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Out here in Fresno, discipline means to be able to control yourself.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
This is Deborah again. Okay, so you have to be disciplined doing the things that you said you was gonna do, even when you don't want to do it. You still got to do it, because if you don't, you're gonna still be in the same situation that you was in before. So let's do it.
Great.
This is Melissa Williams. Consistency. Being consistent and focused. no matter what how you feel. It's not about the feelings.
No matter how you feel. No matter how you feel. Feelings lie. Feelings are crap. And here's what I mean by that. Does that mean we don't care how you feel and what you're going through? Of course we do. We're human beings, but they don't have any place in your business. Someone decided to say no. So what? You just sorted through someone. Great. Are you disciplined enough to realize that that no just put you that much closer to the next yes, because not everybody says no. Right? So when we talk about freedom and that freedom comes at a price and you have to be disciplined, do the things that, you guys get this, please. If you do the things that most people won't do at the times that most people won't do them, and you are consistent, you will end up with the things that most people won't have and the time to do the things that most people will never get. Showing up to the party an hour late, maybe leaving an hour early. You know, maybe not being able to make it to every game, right? You guys, these things, think of it like this. Think of these disciplines like deposits. These disciplines that you create are deposits on your future success in the business. You know, I am going to be disciplined enough. I am going to be disciplined enough that I am not letting a week go by that I don't peak 5 people a day. I've covered that in the last few calls. 5 people in a day. Do you look at other ways of making money? Do you look at other ways of making money? That's discipline. But I'll tell you this, a lack of discipline, you guys please get this. A lack of discipline reduces your chance for freedom significantly. A lack of discipline reduces your chance for freedom significantly. Because now you are, in fact, playing the lottery, hoping that that one person you talk to and that one person that you have the courage to say, hey, do you look at other ways of making money? Wow, I just did ACN today, right? You did 1/10 of 1/100th of ACN today. Now, does that mean that it's not, if you're doing 0 peaks and you peak someone, that's 100% improvement. Great, great. I'm all about it. But what kind of discipline are you applying on a daily basis? And by the way, you guys, I think this is universal. I don't think this is just ACN. You know, if I was your doctor, if Mr. Thomas was your doctor and he looked at you and he said, look, I have news for you. I mean, I'm not trying to be morbid here. I'm trying to make a point. And you went into Dr. Thomas's office and Dr. Thomas said, look, me, here's the deal. You have an issue. You have to eliminate sugar. Like, I don't have another way to tell it to you. If you don't, here's the consequences, and we're going to have to go under the knife. And it's going to be a long recovery, and you may not make it. But you need to be off of sugar for the next 6 months. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is where your blood work is. Let me ask you a question. Are you stopping at 7-Eleven on the way home and grabbing those ding-dongs? Oh, it's just one. It's just a 2-pack, right? No, because you were told by an authority what you need to do. And here goes. That person has your best interest at heart. So when we talk about these things and the disciplines, how are you treating this? Are you treating it like a hobby? Or are you treating it like a business, part-time? I heard this years and years and years ago. Hobbies cost money, businesses make money. Are you treating it like a hobby or are you treating it like a business? So I do have something to show you guys, and I want you to see this. How do your choices impact your advancement? If you are hard on yourself, life is easy. If you are easy on yourself, life is hard. Now, does that mean beat yourself up? Absolutely not. We talked about this last week. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some forgiveness. Give yourself some leeway. but don't give yourself a complete pass. Look at what you did or didn't do, adjust and reroute for this week. But I will tell you guys, if you are not disciplined, you should take freedom off of your list of goals. Let me say that again. If you are not disciplined, you should take freedom, at least through ACN, off of your list of goals to achieve. Show of hands, is this making sense? You guys, I'm telling you right now, like those discipline, and you know what? Here's the silver lining. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel so much better when you stuck to the discipline that you said you were going to do, regardless of the result, because you did what you said you were going to do. Wouldn't it be nice to be in a business with a but did what they said they were going to do? If you'd like to find that person, you got to be that person. And then the law of attraction kicks in, and now you start finding people like that, right? The events, are you disciplined? Phase 1, are you disciplined? Getting customers, are you disciplined? Promoting, are you disciplined? How about your attitude? Are you disciplined? And everybody can work on it. Everybody, no one's immune. So I want to show you guys something. And one of my favorite coaches, he's not coaching now, he retired. His last year was at Alabama. So here goes. I'm going to show this.
You know, these guys sort of they all think they have this illusion of choice. Like I can do whatever I want to do. And we kind of have a younger generation now that doesn't always get told no. They don't always get told this is exactly how you need to do it. So they have this illusion that they have all these choices. But the fact of the matter is if you want to be good, you really don't have a lot of choices because it takes what it takes. You have to do what you have to do to be successful. So you have to make the choices and decisions to have the discipline and the focus to the process of what you need to do to accomplish your goals. And all these guys that think they have a lot of choices are really, you know, sort of sadly mistaken. And I think, as we all have done with our own children, they learn these lessons of life as they get older. And sometimes the best way to learn is from the mistakes that you make, even though we all hate to see them have to make them. And we don't really condone it when they do.
Did that strike a chord with anybody? You guys understand that's not for younger people?
Yes.
That is universally applicable to everyone. People think they have a choice. You do, right? But not if you want to be successful. Let me say that again. You have tons of choices.
All right, so what we do.
Hang on.
But how
you have
we do
tons
what
of
we
choices,
do becomes
but
more
not
and more important.
But not if, yeah, I love this guy. I just love him. I just think he just dude speaks to me, right? So you don't have a lot of choices if you want to be successful. And by saying that, that means discipline really has to come into play because you don't have a job with a boss who will fire you. So man, you got to be disciplined in your attitude and in your actions. And that's what I hope for you guys. Now look, we had this thing that just happened this week and it's devastating, right? And we were all supposed to be together and we're not, obviously. We are here on Zoom, you know, thankfully because of the technology and Mr. Thomas and what we got going on here, but we're not. So here's what I told the people on my team. Mr. Thomas, just let you know, at the beginning of this call, he's going to be in Fresno. Let me ask you guys a question. How important are the events now that our next national, how many days did you say away, Mr. T?
It's exactly 156 days.
156 days. You guys, almost half a year until our next national. Almost half a year. Why in the world is Mr. Thomas counting down the days for almost a half a year from now? There's a reason. The events work, which means to me, the other events that we have or that we had, they now take even more importance because we weren't together this week at the National. So what I would tell you guys is this. Anybody who has contacts in and around, somebody who knows someone in and around the Central California, Fresno area, I would get on the phone. You guys already know about the event in Tahoe. You guys, the Tahoe event, Tony Kupas is going to be there. I spoke to him 2 days ago. It's going to be even more important than we imagined because we're coming out of the national with no national, right? So you guys, in fact, do this very quickly. So I said I was going to do it this month because I want you guys there. There's the event. Screenshot it. There's the event. Screenshot it. We will be in Lake Tahoe on Sunday, November 3rd, Monday, November 4th, staying over, checking out Tuesday, November 5th. There it is. So now, do you think that Tony Kupas is going to have a message, especially what just happened with us having to cancel a national? I guarantee you that he is. I know because I talked to him. Right? So you guys, there you go. My email is the same email. I put it in every week. You guys, we're going to blink and we're going to be past the Fresno event that Mr. Thomas is going to do. We're going to blink. We're going to be past the Tahoe event. And the question is, did you guys take advantage of the events that were going on to build and construct your business the way that you wanted? That's what you need to ask yourself. Did you guys do that? Have you taken advantage of that? Because the opportunities are never missed. You all understand that. Opportunities are never missed. They're only taken by someone else who saw them, who saw what you didn't see. And by the way, does it take some discipline? Yes. Yes, but that's the best part of this. That's the best part of this. And when you and let me sort of finish up with this. When you embrace and invite discipline, and you do that consistently, it will give you confidence in what you're doing, which puts you a huge step closer to the production that you want, which ultimately gets to the freedom that you signed up for. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, as I'm sitting here thinking right now, all these analogies, right? And I'm completely dating myself here. And I know the answer for most of you is going to be yes, because thankfully there's a lot of you that are in the same demographic as we are. But I do want to share this with you. Who on the call for real remembers Rocky? Okay. Okay, Rocky. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. There's a whole story behind how the movie got made. You guys should check it out. It's really remarkable. But when he ultimately was picked by Apollo Creed to be the guy that's going to fight the Italian stallion and create this thing, what did he do? Anybody remember what he did? Anybody remember what time he got up in the morning? Before the sun came up. Anybody remember what he drank?
Egg yolk.
Egg yolks. The first time I saw it, he dumped the raw eggs in there, and I was like, oh my God. And he did it, and he couldn't make his way up the Philadelphia stairs. He could not. But what did he do? He kept doing it and do it. Did he win the fight? No, he didn't win the fight. Apollo won, but he went the distance. And nobody went the distance with Apollo Creed. Nobody. So my point to you is this. Is the goal that you have worth the discipline to get the freedom that you signed up for? And if the answer to that question is yes, you guys will build into Fresno. I will get blown up with emails about Tahoe, and we're going to get after this, and we're going to finish the fourth quarter stronger than you guys imagined, because now we just unleashed a champion here. That's what's up. Or not. And that is up to you. That's why I love this platform, because Mr. Thomas simply says it is up to you. So Mr. T, that's what I had for you guys. I hope it was helpful, and appreciated seeing everybody.
Mr. Tarrolly, sorry, could you repeat what you said? You said, when I consistently invite and operate out of discipline, what was the second part of that phrase? When I invite?
I think what happens is this: if you're consistent with what it is that you're doing, and you're offering the opportunity, you're staying consistent, inevitably, someone's going to see it and get started, because you've now really turned this into a numbers game. But those things are very difficult to happen without discipline, because now you're playing the lottery. You're taking a shot. You're hoping it hits. Well, the way to build a business successfully, I think, is to remove luck from the equation as best as we can. And the way you do that is by being consistent, right? You know, Larry Raskin and other leaders, Al's talked about this. The secret to success for most people is found in their daily habits, the little things that they do every day, right? So Kush, I hope that helps. I hope that yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. So that's my take on it, at least. Because guess what, you guys, you can learn how to acquire customers, huge favor. You can learn how to pique someone's interest. Do you look at other ways of making money? The question is, how consistently can you do those two very simple things? And then the third one, obviously, is promoting the events. I would promote, you guys, I'm telling you right now what I would do. With no national, I would promote Fresno like freaking crazy, and I would promote Tahoe like crazy. Why? Let the leaders go to work for you. Let Mr. Thomas explain the business. Let Mr. Thomas paint the vision, or his Zooms. That's what I would do. Wait, so you're telling me all I need to do is get people in front of the Senior Vice President, Al Thomas? Senior Vice President, yeah, that's it. Well, I can do that. Great, welcome to the team. Let's roll. Let's build something big. So that's my take.